we are discussing types of plant breeding, right? In these types of plant breeding, we are discussing third one, that is a hybridization. Is what? Hybridization. In hybridization, different types are there. We are discussing the first one, that is a intergeneric cross. What it is? Intergeneric cross. Now, what are the examples of intergeneric cross? Examples. What are the examples of intergeneric cross? Right? Number one. First one is a triticale. What is the first one? Triticale. Triticale, right? And second one is a Raphanobrassica. What is the second one? Raphanobrassica. Right? Go for the first one. What it is? Triticale. Sir, this triticale is the first man-made cereal. What it is? Triticale. Triticale, first man-made cereal. What is the first man-made cereal, sir? Triticale. Sir, how this triticale is produced? This triticale is produced by crossing. Triticale is produced by crossing triticum turgidum. Triticum turgidum with sickle cereal. Is this statement okay? Triticale is produced by crossing Triticum turgidum with sickle cereal. Sir, Triticum turgidum, it is a variety of what? Wheat. It is a wheat variety. Whereas sickle cereal is rye. What it is, sir? Rye. When these two are crossed, we are going to get what, sir? Triticale. What is obtained? Triticale is obtained. Sir, this triticale is even called as triticosecale. It is also called as what? Triticosecale. It is also called as a triticosecale. Is it okay? Right. Now go for second example. What it is? Raphanobrassica. What it is? Raphanobrassica. Raphanobrassica. Sir, how this Raphanobrassica is obtained? Sir, this Raphanobrassica is first produced by Carpichinko. What is the scientist name? Carpichinko. Therefore, Raphanobrassica first produced by Carpichinko. Okay, right. Sir, how this Raphanobrassica is produced, sir? By crossing Raphanus sativus. What is the common name of Raphanus sativus? Radish, right? Radish. It is crossed with what, sir? It is crossed with Brassica oleracea. Crossed with what, sir? Brassica oleracea. What it is? Brassica oleracea. Is it okay? Right. If it is Brassica oleracea variety capitata, Brassica oleracea variety capitata, then we should call it as what, sir? Cabbage, right? Cabbage. Sir, if these two are crossed, then obtained one is called as what, sir? Raphanobrassica. Raphanobrassica, right? Raphanobrassica. Now, see these two crosses carefully. Sir, triticale produced by crossing Triticum turgidum with sickle cereal. Sir, what is the genus word here? Triticum. What is the genus word here? Sickle. Are they same? No, they are different. Therefore, here cross is made between plants of two different genera. Yes or no? Cross is made between plants of two different genera. So, it is an example for intergeneric cross. Is it okay? Now, see here, Raphanus sativus, genus word Raphanus. Brassica oleracea, genus word is Brassica. Therefore, here also this cross is made between plants of two different genera. Plants of two different genera. So, it is an example for which cross? Intergeneric cross. Which cross, sir? Intergeneric cross. Is it okay? Right. Now, go for number 2. Second type of what's that? Hybridization. What it is? Interspecific cross. Now listen here. Sir, name itself indicates here cross is made between two species of same genus. Cross is made between two species of same genus. Same genus, different genus, same genus. It means a cross is made between plants of right same genus, different genus, same genus. So can we call this one as a right intragenic cross? Yes. Therefore, right, sir, interspecific cross. Cross made between plants of different species of same genus. In the same genus, what are different? Species are different. Is it okay? Right? So, such type of cross is called as what, sir? Interspecific cross. Sir, here cross is made between plants of same genus or different genus? Same genus. It means cross is within the genus. Cross is made within the genus. So, can we call this cross as a, right, what? Intragenic. What is a intrageneric cross? What is that cross called as a intrageneric cross? Because your cross is made where, sir? Within the genus. Is this statement okay? Right. Now go for examples of interspecific cross or intrageneric cross. Go for examples. We already discussed examples for this cross. What they are, sir? Sir, all sugarcane varieties in India, right, what we are cultivating at present, they are produced by interspecific cross. Yes or no? Right. Therefore, all sugarcane varieties that are cultivated at present in India, all sugarcane varieties which are cultivated at present in India, all these are produced by interspecific cross or intrageneric cross. Is it okay? Right. Now go for, right, number 3, third type of what's a third type of hybridization. What is the third type of hybridization? It is intervarietal cross. What it is? Intervarietal cross. Name itself indicates. Sir, what is the meaning of inter? Inter means in between. So cross is made between plants of same variety, different varieties of same species. It means within the species having different varieties. If a cross is made between two varieties of same species, then it is called as intervarietal cross. Therefore, cross made between what, sir? Cross made between different varieties of what? Same species. It means within the species, cross is made between different varieties. Within the species, cross is made between different varieties. What is that cross called as a intervarietal cross? What is that cross called as intervarietal cross? Sir, what are the examples for this intervarietal cross, sir? If you take wheat varieties, wheat variety, example is N170. Therefore, N170 is a wheat variety. N170 is a wheat variety. It is produced by intervarietal cross. Is it okay? Produced by which cross? Intervarietal cross. It is a wheat variety. N170 is a wheat variety. Now, go for the second example, maize variety. Maize varieties. Ganga hybrid. Ganga saved. Right? Therefore, see these two, Ganga hybrid, Ganga saved, SAFED. Sir, these two are maize varieties which are produced by intervarietal cross. Is it okay? Right? Now go for fourth type of hybridization. What is that fourth type of hybridization? Intravarietal. Intravarietal cross. Intravarietal cross. Name itself indicates, sir, intra. Intra means within. Therefore, cross is made between plants of same variety. It means within the variety, cross is made. That cross is called as intravarietal cross. Is it okay? Therefore, intravarietal cross. What, sir? Crossing plants, right? Crossing what, sir? Plants of same variety, but with different genotype. We are making a cross between what? Plants. That plants belongs to same variety, but that plants are having different genotype. What is that cross called as a intravarietal cross? What is that cross called as a intravarietal cross? It is a intravarietal cross. Is it okay? Right? These are types of what's our hybridization. What are types of hybridization? Number 1, intergeneric cross. Number 2, interspecific cross. Number 3, intervarietal cross. Number 4, intravarietal cross. Is it okay? Right? Now, sir, hybridization, it is the most common method of crop improvement to produce genetic variations. Be careful with this statement. Most common method of what, sir? Most common method of crop improvement to produce what? To produce genetic variations. Sir, what does it mean? To produce genetic variations. What is the most common method of crop improvement, sir? Hybridization. Therefore, hybridization is the most common method of crop improvement to produce genetic variations. To produce genetic variations, which method of crop improvement is most common? Which method of crop improvement is most common? Hybridization. What is hybridization? Is it okay? Right. Now go for number 4, mutation breeding. Go for mutation breeding. What is the meaning of mutation? Sudden, heritable changes in the genotype of an organism are called as mutations. Sudden heritable changes. Where these changes are coming? In the genotype. What is the meaning of genotype? Genetic constitution of an organism. It means genetic makeup of an organism. Sudden heritable changes in the genotype of an organism. Sudden heritable changes in the genotype of an organism called as what, sir? Mutations. Mutations. Sir, these mutations are of two types, sir. Mutations are of how many types? Two types. Mutations are of two types. What are they? Number one, natural mutations. Number two, artificial mutations. Natural mutations. Second one is artificial mutations. Mutations are of how many types? Two types. Natural mutations and artificial mutations. Sir, these natural mutations are also called as spontaneous mutations. What is another name for natural mutations, sir? Spontaneous mutations. Sir, artificial mutations are also called as induced mutations. What is another name for artificial mutations? Induced mutations. Induced mutations. In nature, if mutations takes place, we are calling that mutations as natural mutations are what? Spontaneous mutations. Okay, takes place in nature. Sir, what is their frequency? The frequency of spontaneous mutations. What is its frequency, sir? 10 to the power of minus 6. 10 to the power of minus 6. It means, right, in 10 lakhs of plant, you can see one plant which has undergone this mutation. Is this statement okay? Therefore, out of 10 lakhs of plants, one plant is with this type of mutations. One plant is with this type of mutations. Is it okay? Right. Now go for artificial mutations or induced mutations. Name itself indicates. Sir, these mutations are induced artificially in an organism. In an organism, the mutations which are induced artificially, created artificially. What are such mutations called as? Artificial mutations or induced mutations. The substance which induces mutations in an organism called as mutagens. What are the substances called as? Mutagens. Right? Substances which induces mutations. Substances which induces mutations in an organism. Substances which induces mutations in an organism called as what, sir? Mutagens. Called as mutagens. Is it okay? Right. Sir, these mutations again we will get it in, right, topic mutations. We will discuss it in detail in molecular biology or molecular basis of inheritance. Okay, right. Now, substances which induces mutations in an organism called as what, sir? Mutagens. These mutagens are of two types. Mutagens are of how many types? Two types. What are the two types of mutagens, sir? First one is physical mutagens. Physical mutagens. Physical mutagens. Second one is chemical mutagens. What is the second one? Chemical mutagens. Chemical mutagens. What are the first ones, sir? Physical mutagens. Physical mutagens means nothing but radiations. Physical mutagens means nothing but what? Radiations. Sir, these physical mutagens, they may be either ionizing or non-ionizing, sir. Ionizing. And what is the second one? Non-ionizing. Is it okay? Right. What is the first one? Ionizing radiations. Sir, ionizing radiations examples are alpha, beta, gamma, X-rays. All these are ionizing radiations which acts as physical mutagens. Sir, non-ionizing radiations best example is UV rays. Which rays, sir? UV rays. Okay. Now go for chemical mutagens. Chemical mutagens best example is what? Colchicine. What it is? Colchicine. In first year we read that this colchicine is a chemical mutagen. It is a mitotic poison. Mitotic poison. Mitotic poison. Okay, colchicine is extracted from Colchicum autumnales, which belongs to Liliaceae family. Colchicum autumnales, which belongs to Liliaceae family. We read these statements in first year. Therefore, sir, colchicine is a chemical mutagen. Colchicine is a mitotic poison. Mitotic poison. Okay. Colchicine is extracted from Colchicum autumnales, which belongs to Liliaceae family. Which belongs to Liliaceae family. Therefore, is these statements okay? Right. Now, the organism which undergoes mutations is called as mutant. What is that organism called as a mutant? Organism which undergoes mutations. Organisms which undergoes mutations, what are that organisms called as a mutant? Till now, largest number of mutant varieties are developed by China, followed by India. Right. Largest what? Largest number of mutant varieties. Largest number of mutant varieties produced by China, followed by India. It means first place is occupied by China, second place by India, concerned to what, sir? Which varieties? Mutant varieties. Sir, we are discussing mutation breeding, right? Using mutations. Which mutations? Induced mutations. For what? For crop improvement, called as mutation breeding. Using induced mutations for crop improvement, called as what, sir? Mutation breeding. Called as what? Mutation breeding. Induced mutations. What is another name for induced mutations? Artificial mutations. Using induced mutations for crop improvement. Using induced mutations for crop improvement. What is this technique called as? Mutation breeding. What it is called as a mutation breeding. Sir, what are the examples for this mutation breeding, sir? What are the examples for this mutation breeding? Right. Number one, first one, Aruna variety. What is the variety name? Aruna variety of castor. Aruna variety of castor. Sir, castor, resinous, right? Resinous. Is it okay? Right. Now go for second example for mutation breeding. What it is? Atomita 2. What it is? Atomita 2. Jagannath variety of rice. Be careful, write these two. What and what? Atomita to Jagannath variety. These are two varieties of what, sir? Rice. They are developed by which breeding, sir? Mutation breeding. They are developed by which breeding, sir? Mutation breeding. They are developed by mutation breeding, right? Next, number 3, third example. Sharbati. Sonora. What it is? Sharbati Sonora. Sharbati Sonora. And next one is Pusa Lerma. What it is? Pusa Lerma. Pusa Lerma. Therefore, Sharbati, right, Sonora, Pusa Lerma, right, Sharbati Sonora, Pusa Lerma. Sir, how these two varieties are developed, sir? These two varieties are developed by mutation breeding. These two varieties are developed by mutation breeding. These two varieties are developed by mutation breeding. Sir, these two are rice varieties or wheat varieties, sir? These two are wheat varieties. These two are which varieties, sir? Wheat varieties. Now we are discussing, right, how this Sharbati Sonora, right, and Pusa Lerma, these two varieties are developed. Listen. Who is the father of Green Revolution? Norman E. Borlaug, right? Father of Green Revolution. Who? Norman E. Borlaug. Norman E. Borlaug. Norman E. Borlaug, he developed semi-dwarf wheat varieties. What he developed? Semi-dwarf wheat varieties. Semi-dwarf wheat varieties in Mexico. Norman E. Borlaug developed semi-dwarf what? Wheat varieties. Developed semi-dwarf wheat varieties in Mexico. Sir, what are that semi-dwarf wheat varieties, sir? Developed by Norman E. Borlaug. What are that varieties, sir? First one is Sonoro 64. Sonora, what, sir? 64. Second one is Lerma. Lerma Rosso 64. Is it okay? Right? Therefore, Sonora 64, Lerma Rosso 64. Sonora 64, Lerma Rosso 64. These two are what, sir? Semi-dwarf wheat varieties developed by Norman E. Borlaug in Mexico. Is it okay? Right. Now what happened means, later on this Sonora 64, Lerma Rosso 64, they were introduced into India. Introduced to India. Introduced to India. Is this statement okay? Sir, what are the types of crop improvement? Number 1, introduction. Number 2, selection. Number 3, hybridization. Number 4, mutation breeding. Number 5, polyploidy breeding. What is the first one? Introduction. What is the first one? Introduction. Therefore, Sonora 64, Lerma Rosso 64, these two are examples for introduction. Because they are introduced from Mexico to India, therefore these two are examples for what and what? Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64. These two are examples for introduction. These two are examples for introduction. Sir, these two varieties were introduced into what, sir? India. They were introduced into India, but these two varieties, they are not adapted for Indian climatic conditions. They are not adapted for Indian climatic conditions. Adapter, not adapted, not adapted. But What and what? Sonora 64. Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64 were not adapted to Indian conditions. They were not adapted to Indian conditions. What were not adapted to Indian conditions, sir? Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64. These two were not adapted to, right? They were not adapted to Indian conditions. So, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, what is the scientist name? Dr. M.S. Swaminathan at Indian Agricultural Research Institute. At which institute? Indian Agricultural Research Institute. What he did means he treated this Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64 by gamma radiations. Used which radiations? Gamma radiations. Gamma radiations are physical mutagens. Therefore, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, right? Dr. M.S. Swaminathan treated Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64 by which radiations are? Gamma radiations. Then this Sonora 64 improved to, it is improved to Sharbati Sonora, right? Whereas Lerma Rosso 64 is improved to what, sir? Pusa Lerma. Improved to what, sir? Pusa Lerma. Is this statements okay? Right. Therefore, sir, Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64. Actually, these two wheat varieties, they are having what color grains, sir? Red grains. Therefore, red grained. Is this statement okay? Right. Now listen. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan Dr. M.S. Swaminathan at IARI, what is the full form? Indian Agricultural Research Institute. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan at IARI, what he did, sir? What he did? What is the first variety? Sonora 64. He treated this variety with which radiations? Gamma radiations. Gamma rays. Okay, then what he got? A improved variety by name Sharbati Sonora. Is it okay? Right. Now go for second one. What it is? Lerma Rosso 64. What Dr. M.S. Swaminathan did? He treated this variety with gamma rays, gamma radiations. He got an improved variety. What is that improved variety name, sir? Pusa Lerma. What it is? Pusa Lerma. Therefore, Sonora 64 and Lerma Rosso 64. These two are developed by Norman E. Borlaug, right, in Mexico. Therefore, these two are Mexican wheat varieties. Yes or no? Mexican wheat varieties. Mexican wheat varieties. Whereas these two, how they are developed, sir? By treating these two by gamma radiations at IARI, but by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. Sir, Sharbati Sonora, Pusa Lerma, these two are obtained by treating these two varieties by gamma radiations at IARI by M.S. Swaminathan. Is these statements okay? Therefore, these two are improved varieties. Improved varieties. Is these statements okay? Clear? Right? Now listen here. Sir, this Sonara 64 and Lerma Rosso 64, right? These two. Sir, these two having what color grains, sir? Red colored grains. Whereas Sharbati Sonara and Pusa Lerma, sir, these two, they were having what, sir? Amber, A-M-B-E-R, amber grained. What grained, sir? Amber grained. Sir, amber indicates what? Yellow orange. Yellow orange colored grains. Is this statements okay? Is it clear? Right. Therefore, these are some important statements concerned to which breeding, sir? Mutation breeding, concerned to mutation breeding. Is it okay? Right.